Hey, I'm Jocelyn with my very dearest friend Sandra, and we are back for another Friday cocktail. And today it's going to be an Old Cuban. We have stepped it up a notch with this one. It's not simple, kids. This is one of those cocktails that's intimidating, but it's worth the work. And it's really not that much stuff. It's just more stuff than two.
More stuff than
right?
two. That's all.
That's it.
Still easy peasy, super old-fashioned cocktail, and really, it looks like a lot more trouble than it is, but it's so worth it. It's such a lovely drink. So
I love these old throwbacks.
I do too, and I discovered this one. I was in the best hotel, the Raphael Hotel in Kansas City. And I met this lovely couple from Haiti, and they were drinking these drinks. And the best bartender, Robert, shout out to Robert, making these fantastic drinks, and I've been in love with them ever since. So here we go.
Very cool.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna take some mint, just a big
chunk,
like
several
leaves of mint, and toss it right down into the bottom.
And have we iced this?
No, it's not ice. There's no ice in this shaker.
Because we're gonna muddle, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So we got our
this is muddler,
but we're not ready for this yet.
But I did want to just point out, like, the muddler is that baseball thing, that baseball bat-like thing that comes with your cocktail set. I know people who are like, "What is this baseball bat?" I'm like, "It's the muddler," and it's a great little thing.
It's a great tool that you want if you're serious about
getting cocktails done.
Making cocktails, you're gonna want your own muddler. So I'm gonna take some lime juice. I'm putting in 3/4.
Right.
Of an ounce. And then I'm going to take some simple syrup.
There you go.
Oh, thank you.
You are very welcome.
And I'm going to put in an
ounce of that.
And I put in a scant ounce because I don't love my drinks super sweet.
I don't either. We're both on that same page together.
But that is a personal preference. If you like it with more, put more. If you like it with less, put less. It's up to you. And so all I'm doing, you can't see what's going on in the bottom of this glass, I'm just mashing.
Mash and twist.
All you're really trying to do is release the oils out of the leaves. So
I'm starting to smell the mint.
It's nice.
It happens pretty quickly. But you can mash that thing. Like if you're having anger issues, because, maybe you had a really rough day at work. You can get in there and just mash the living tar out of it, it's fine. But you don't have to.
You don't have to. And it's a good way to use if you have some mint leaves that aren't the prettiest ones that you have, some stems, that can all go down in there. And so again, you're not trying to shred it or destroy it. You just want to release all those nice minty oils from it. So then we're going to go ahead and put in our ice. And I like a fair amount of ice if I'm trying to macerate an herb like we're going to do here with this mint. I'm going to add now our rum.
Pop that for you.
Oh, why, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I'm just going to put in 1.5 ounces. It's not like the cocktail cops are going to come.
So that's what I love about cocktails is that you can, when you're hand building them, you can make them to your own preference.
That's right. That's right. We're not going to come check up on you. No. And then I'm going to put 2 dashes of bitters. This is Angostura bitters. And you think 2 dashes, that's not very much. And it's not. But it's
bitters
powerful.
Are potent.
Yeah, they're a powerful brew. There's several kinds out there. If your cocktail calls for a specific type, they're not really interchangeable.
No.
Each one is very specific. There are actually whole cookbooks out there now about how to make bitters.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. So this is a very old, popular, easy to find one, but it's really specific.
And I feel like Agnostra is like the basic of the bitters. Like that's the one I find in most recipes. Mm-hmm. And next would be Peychaud's.
For sure.
But this one is just Agnostra and two squirts and that's it, right?
That's it.
I do love it though.
It smells so
bitters.
Good. I can smell that. And so then we're just gonna cover up.
Give it a good shake. Another great thing for anger issues. I've had a rough day. I'm just gonna beat this thing.
All right.
So this glass too is a cocktail glass.
It's a classic cocktail glass. Yeah. So it looks something like between a champagne coupe and a martini glass. Right. You can put champagne cocktails, champagne, a martini. Anything. It's a great basic glass if you're
for anything.
Yeah, if you're starting out and You don't want to buy 10,000 kinds of glasses. This is great.
This is an everything glass. It's kind of the workhorse of all of your bar glasses, right?
Absolutely.
It's an easy one. And actually, it's something that's sort of fallen by the wayside, I feel like. And people aren't using them nearly as much as they used to, but it's a great thing to have in your repertoire of glasses if you care to not put everything just in a tumbler, right?
Right.
But you can do that too, because we don't care.
Oh, wait, we care a little bit.
She cares more than I care.
We don't judge. Let's just put it out there.
That's right.
Okay, and then the fun part, I'm going to top this with some bubbly wine. Brut champagne is really nice on this. I have Prosecco in the house, so you know what? I'm using Prosecco.
That's what it's going to be. And so the difference between champagne and Prosecco is just that champagne has to be called champagne, it has to be from the Champagne region of France. Prosecco is typically Italian or done in an Italian style, and then there's Cava from Spain. I mean, there's all sorts, but this is what we've got, and I really want to dig into this. Can I have it first?
Well, fine. We have to put
we have to put the garnish. And the garnish, we've talked about this before, is really important to drinks because it's not just pleasing to the eye, it is pleasing to the nose, and it also adds like a little bit of depth in. Oh, that looks so perfect. I love it.
Taste and see what you think.
I know I'm going to love it. This is so good.
I want to just say one thing too. For this particular drink, I used an aged rum. It really, an Old Cuban calls for aged rums. There's several brands out there.
That's where you get the old, right? The old, the aged.
I'm not sure why.
An aged rum.
I'm not sure why, but I'll buy that. Why not?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this. And actually, if you don't have an aged rum and you have a good spice rum on hand, you can substitute that, and it makes also really delicious.
Actually, I could see how a spiced rum would be really tasty with the mint and the bitters. They would probably play off of each other really well. I've never made it that way, but this is good. So awesome. Stay tuned or come back next Friday for another cocktail, right?
Sounds great.
Good work. Bye.
Bye.